Hi, Erica McClain here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to give you an example of another property that expired not only once, but twice with two different realtors. I listed it and got it sold, but I want you to see what the differences are. So let's dive into it. Okay, this property is from back a few years ago, but it was located in Portage Park. And like I said, it had been expired with two realtors before I listed it. Now, the first realtor had listed it August 31st for $499,000. Had it on the market for 62 days, took it off the market on October 31st. A new realtor listed it November 3rd, but for a price of $350,000. It was first listed for $499, and then this other realtor convinced them the price was too high, and they dropped it to $350, and it still didn't sell. So let me show you some of the details. Okay, this is from the first realtor that listed it. They had no interior photos. It came off the market, like I said, October 31st. It was on the market for 62 days and they listed it for $499. Okay, now this is from the second realtor that listed it November 3rd, I believe. Made them drop the price from $499 to $350. They had it on the market only a total of 20 days with this realtor, and they canceled because I think they realized 350 was too low. And again, there were no interior photos. Now, remember, I always say price is not always the number one reason that a property doesn't sell, but everybody lists price as the first reason that it didn't sell, that something doesn't sell, that it's overpriced. A lot of times it's all in the little details that the agent does or doesn't do. And they did a price reduction from $499 to $350 and no offers. It still didn't sell. So now let me show you a few more kind of side-by-side comparisons of the first two times it was listed. Now, this was the listing description from the first listing that had it listed for $499 and it didn't sell. Now, this is what was in the remarks section. So the agent must have removed whatever remarks they had prior to that to put not to contact the owners that they decided not to sell, which obviously wasn't true. They just didn't want anybody contacting them. Okay, this is from the first listing when they had it listed for $499. Common little thing that makes a big difference. You see all the room sizes listed there. The living room, 11 by 15. Dining room, 13 by 15. Kitchen, 12 by 16. Family room, 13 by 26. You always put the larger number first. I can't explain it. It's like something is $9.99. It's not $10. It's $9.99. Kind of the same concept. But this is a big mistake that, in my opinion, that I see a lot of agents make. You might think it's a stupid little thing, but it does make a difference. Okay, now this is the same section from the MLS. The Second listing agent did the exact same thing. It makes a difference, trust me. Okay, on the top is listing number one, the bottom is listing number two. This is the school section of the MLS. It's a very, very searchable field for buyers that have children that want a specific school district. They didn't put any school names, just the district number of 299. That is all of Chicago is 299. North side, south side, east side, west side. Entire city of Chicago is 299. So somebody searching for a specific school, this listing would never pop up. Okay, this is another section of the MLS. The top one is from the first listing. The second one is from, or the bottom one is from the second listing. They both have the same things listed: hardwood floors, first floor bedroom, and first floor full bath. Okay, this is from another section of the MLS. You could see listing one and listing two. They both have them listed as 2 stories. This bungalow was not a 2-story, it was a 1.5 story. As far as the heating goes, hot water, steam, radiators, they both had that the same. The appliances, there were more appliances being left than what they have listed. The attic, neither one of them had anything listed. The basement, they had the same thing, partially finished exterior access. Neither one had anything listed for the type of electricity and window features. Nothing listed there. This property has some stained glass windows that are original with the house. So they were definitely missing information on here, especially having nothing for the attic. You'll see why when you see my listing. Okay, here's another very important section of the MLS that both listing 1 and 2 left blank: the lot description. You'll see when we get to my listing, I had fenced yard, because believe it or not, that is a searchable field. Somebody with kids, somebody with dogs, even though they can put up a fence themselves, they want something that has a fenced in yard. Why these 2 prior agents didn't take the time to just click a button when they were putting it in the MLS and put fenced yard, I have no idea. Okay, here are the showing instructions for both listings. The first one says, please use showing assist. Home is occupied, so it's important to stick to your scheduled time. No showings on Saturdays. Thank you. No lockbox information. So we don't know how they were getting in the property. Maybe the agent was meeting them there. In listing number 2, schedule showings through showing time. Property is occupied. That one was good, because the easier you can make it for an agent to schedule a showing, the more likely they'll schedule a showing. The thing I don't like is this combination lockbox. You don't know who can get the code. I would never use a combination lockbox. I only use the electronic central lock boxes, so we always know who opened the box, the date, and the time that it was opened. With these combo lock boxes, you have no idea. Okay, for both listing 1 and 2, they had the exact same thing for this section of the MLS. The sales terms, conventional. That limits it just to people doing conventional financing. There's no reason that this property couldn't have gone FHA or VA loan. Possession, they listed closing. When buyers see that, they tend to think, oh, they already bought a place, they found a place, so they're kind of desperate to sell. You'll see when I show you my listing, I always put immediate, closing, and negotiable so that we don't miss out on any potential buyers. If somebody needed to get in right away for the right price, the seller might pack up and move out in 3 days for the right amount of money. But eliminating FHA and VA buyers, not a good idea. You just lost out on probably 75% of the buyers out there. So, in my opinion, this was another big mistake. Okay, you can see here the first 2 listings were both canceled. The third listing on here is when I listed it and it closed. So let me show you what my listing looked like. Okay, you can see here in my listing, I have 33 professional photos. This was my listing description of the property. Okay, comparing mine to the previous 2 listings, I have it listed as a 1.5 story because that's what it is. It is not a 2-story. For the heating, I have hot water, steam, baseboard, radiant, and radiators. Part of the house had baseboard, and there were some radiators. As far as the appliances go, they did not have all of these appliances listed. Plus, they didn't include that they were all stainless steel appliances. The first 2 listings had the attic blank, nothing there. The attic is dormered and it's finished with an interior staircase. There are rooms up there. So why would you leave the attic blank? For the basement, partially finished like they had, but also I believe they had exterior access as well, but there is an egress window and storage space. The first 2 listings didn't include that. The electricity, the house has 100 amp updated electrical service. They didn't have that listed. Under window features, they have some original stained glass windows. That's an important feature for some people. Okay, here's the same part of the MLS where you can list some extra features. I believe the first 2 listings did have hardwood floors and first floor bedroom, maybe first floor full bath. There's also a pantry and there's a workshop area. I don't know why they wouldn't list them. Now, here's the part where I was talking about the room dimensions. You always put the larger number first. 23 by 12 for the living room sounds much better than 12 by 23. 15 by 13 for the dining room sounds better than 13 by 15. Like I said, it's like it's $9.99. It's not $10. It makes a difference. Now here's the school section I was talking about. All of Chicago is District 299. So somebody searching for specific schools, I have the schools listed. The elementary and junior high are both Portage Park. The high school is Schurz. So anybody looking for specific schools, those listings, the 2 previous listings would never have popped up. Okay, here's the other part of the MLS that I did differently that I pointed out earlier. Under lot description, I put in that it has a fenced yard because it does. And again, that's a searchable field. Okay, here are my showing instructions, just specifically to use Showing Assist to make it as easy as possible for agents to schedule appointments. Okay, so listing a property after it's already been listed sometimes is even a little more difficult. And this property was listed twice and with a significant price reduction on the second listing. That history doesn't go away. So it's not just realtors, potential buyers can also look up that history. There's no way of deleting the history. But with the marketing plan I have for all of my listings, whether they're expired or not, we get a lot of exposure. We do a lot of coming soon, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, little tips and tricks and strategies that we do to showcase the listings. So I bet you're wondering what I sold it for. Take a guess and leave it in the comments. I would love to know what you think. But let's take a look at what I sold it for and how long it took. Okay, with all of the pre-marketing that I did on this property, we had a lot of buildup of interest, even though the first time it was listed at $499, then they did the price reduction with the other realtor to $350. I told them I suggested a list price of $494.5. We called for highest and best because there were multiple buyers interested. So we gave it a little time on the market there. So that's why it took 7 days, but it sold for $515,000. Now the second realtor told them listed at $350 and they couldn't even get it sold at $350. So all of these little things, the numbers are there. You can see for yourself. Okay, so what do you think? Do all these little things, these little minor things in the MLS, it does make a huge difference. I mean, the first realtor listed it for $499, didn't sell. The second one, $350, it didn't sell. I listed it for $494 something and sold it for $515,000. So having the right marketing strategy, having the right agent, all these little details make the biggest difference in the world. I see so many properties that don't sell, they come off the market, and then they relist with the same realtor because, it's a friend of theirs or it's somebody they know. Well, if they couldn't get it sold the first time, what makes you think now the second time they're going to get it sold? For the sellers on this property, even doing that huge price reduction didn't make a difference. Luckily for them that it didn't, because they wouldn't have wanted to sell it for $350 when I was able to sell it for $515,000. So I hope you found some useful information out of this. Contact me anytime if you have any real estate questions. Leave me some comments. Hit the bell so you'll know of future listings. I have a booklet on expired listings. I have actually 2 different booklets that you could download. One is for when you're newly expired, and one is for you were expired a while ago, but you still want to sell. But reach out anytime with any questions. I would love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll say bye for now.